Here are a few things that we typically see that can have a negative impact on your case. The first are your statements. Oftentimes, the first person you may speak to will be that officer that arrived at the scene. You want to be very, very thorough in your voluntary statement or what you say to that officer, because that can have an impact on liability and your damages all the way through. Also, those first visits with the doctors that you see, where they're going to ask how the accident happened. You don't want any inconsistencies between the doctors or between your prior statement. And not just about how the accident happened, but what your injuries are. Oftentimes at their initial visit with a doctor, people will complain about what hurts them the most. So say, hey, my back is really hurting me. And they'll ignore another part of their body that's hurting them a little bit. You may not mention that other body part that's hurting you for a week or 2 weeks. So you want to be consistent and thorough, again, with also your injuries. Explain everything that's hurting. Even if it wasn't hurting prior to the accident, you want to talk about it. That leads me into my next point, which is the consistent treatment. You want to be consistent. You want to make appointments. You don't want to miss, because it shows that you're injured and you're taking your pain and your treatment seriously. You know, you miss a couple appointments in a row, what do you think an insurance company is going to say? They're going to say they're not taking their treatment seriously. They must not be that injured. The next point I want to bring up is a client being overly concerned with the end result. A lot of times people will come in here and say, I saw this commercial of this attorney got a client X amount of dollars, or my friend got X amount of dollars. You don't need to be concerned with the end result. When you have a good personal injury attorney, we quarterback it for you. We manage it. Especially at the very beginning, we don't know anything about that other driver. We will figure out how best to approach it to maximize your recovery and get your health back first. That's our number one priority. But two, to get you paid and get you paid fairly. Another main issue, which there's nothing to do about it when you're in an accident, but you can do something about it now, is properly insuring yourself. There's various coverages through your own insurance that you can get. Get it now, it's not that much, to protect yourself in case the other person doesn't have enough coverage or no coverage at all. The first thing is collision coverage. Protects your car. If they only have the $20,000 policy and they cause more than $20,000 in damage to your vehicle, you're responsible for it. Or if they hit multiple cars in this accident or hit you into somebody else, they're responsible for all the collective damage, but only need to cover that minimum amount. So what you can do is get collision coverage, cover yourself in case there's any issue. Gap coverage if you owe money on a lease and they total your vehicle or cause more damage and your vehicle is worth less now where you're underwater. That gap coverage can cover that gap of what they pay for you and what you still owe on that vehicle. One of the biggest ones is uninsured or underinsured motorist coverage. This is for your bodily injuries, those medical bills and pain and suffering. You want to have this coverage, and what it does is it'll protect you in case somebody doesn't have enough or any to allow you to get the medical treatment that you need. The best thing you can do is get that coverage now prior to you being in an accident and having to scramble and say, oh no, the other person didn't have enough. What am I going to do about it? How am I going to get the treatment I need? How am I going to get my car fixed without coming out of pocket? Another issue that we see is waiting too long to get an attorney and getting into medical treatment. When you sign up with us, we can usually get you into our network of doctors within a day or two. Very, very important. It gets the treatment going, gets you getting on the path to feeling better. The problem is a lot of people try to get better on their own, or they've got work for the week and they don't want to miss or go on their lunch break or do anything. We talk to people on the phone, we drive out to you, we can send you paperwork via DocuSign. So the sooner that you're in an accident that you can talk to an attorney, hire an attorney, and get in for treatment, the better it is for your case. Avoiding these common mistakes will put you in the best position to achieving a great result. If you have any questions whatsoever about a personal injury case, feel free to give us a call at the number below.